What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the latest edition of Call Outs TV. This your boy John. Man, police have made an arrest in a brutal murder of 21-year-old Princesa Soto, who was beaten to death and stabbed multiple times and left to die. Her body was dumped in a staircase like she was a piece of garbage from her abusive 27-year-old boyfriend. I want y'all to take a look at this video of this low-class bum, ladies and gentlemen, because I know some of you out there, just like myself, y'all have daughters of y'all own, and y'all would probably crash out just like me and throw the rest of your life away just to get some get back, just to seek justice for your innocent daughter who was 21 years old. Princesa, I'm so sorry. You had part and self on these commercials, man. These ads and shit. Princesa Soto, she had her whole life ahead of her, ladies and gentlemen. A person, according to the New York Post, a person is in custody following a days-long manhunt after a Bronx Butte allegedly tortured and murdered his 21-year-old girlfriend and dumped her body in a stairwell. Princesa Soto was stabbed from head to toe, possibly beaten with a hammer, and left to die on a staircase on July 22nd at the Fordham Heights building on Grand Concourse near East 183rd Street, cops said. The NYPD on Thursday released a photo of Robert Strother, Soto's 27-year-old boyfriend and the suspect in the slaying, after searching for him for more than a week. Pretty little girl, man. Had a whole life ahead of her. She could have been anything she wanted to be. She could have been a doctor. She could have been a lawyer. Anything that her heart desires, she could have been, ladies and gentlemen. But instead, a no good for nothing, low class, don't have nothing to live for in life bum took her life away from her, destroyed her dreams. I teach my daughter this every single day. Be careful for the type of man that you might let in your life, because daddy can't be there every single step that you turn in life. The only thing I could do is advise you on what to do and what not to do. But to be technical here, she is 21. She's grown, this girl right here. You know what I'm saying? It's only but so much you could tell a 21-year-old, you know, when they at that age. They think they got life figured out, which they really don't. You understand what I'm saying? It was heartbreaking to hear her mother, the cries and the screams of how she was describing how much of a beautiful person her daughter was. She was describing this to the news reporter, and it was just horrible just to listen to this. It affects any man who has children, particularly when you have daughters, man, because you understand as a father how vulnerable a female is growing up in today's society, where the man, particularly, I'm gonna say it again, the black man and the Hispanic man, where they have less and less respect for their own women. Every single other race that I see out here, besides the black and brown community, they treat their women like queens. They treat their women with respect. You see it in the Muslim community. You see it in the Jewish community. But in our community, it's filled with crabs in the barrel that's willing to tear another black man down, that's willing to tear another Hispanic man down. That's all you see in our community, is us killing each other, and I'm sick of it, man. But I'm glad they caught this 27-year-old animal. Let's see how much of a savage you are when you are locked up on Rikers Island and the real goons and the real goblins is pressing you every single day. They got their foot on your neck. They deading you on your phone calls. They taking your commissary away from you. They using you as a crash test dummy. This is the type of shit that you're gonna be going through, especially when you get up north. This is sad, bro. Would you want somebody to treat your mother like a piece of garbage, stab her up multiple times, and just dump her body in a staircase like she don't mean nothing? This girl had a whole family. She had her mother that loved her. She had siblings that loved her, man. You know, only thing I could ask and question in this situation is, where was her father? I wonder what's going through her father's head right now. Yes, the NYPD has locked up this animal who brutally, savagely beat this young 21-year-old girl to death. But come on, man. I'd rather see street justice. I don't want to see this man still living. I don't want to see him take another single breath of fresh air ever again in life. He stole a precious, innocent life. And there needs to be street justice. This man needs to be dealt with in the streets. He needs to be shot in his face. He needs to be stabbed multiple times. He needs to be stood over. There needs to be a closed casket for this evil son of a bitch that did this to this poor innocent girl. Rest in peace, the baby girl. She died a brutal, horrible death. And I can't wait until that man hits Rikers Island and up North State Prison, because those inmates are gonna beat on him. Don't think they don't watch the news. They know what the fuck is going on Rikers Island. They got TVs. They got TVs up north. They got tablets. They know what the fuck going on. I can't wait until he get his ass in there, bro. They arrested him today after a week-long manhunt. This man is supposedly 27 years old, but he looked like he going on 40. He looked like he going on 40 years old. It's sickening, man. Look at the mother. Look at this clown's mother right here, who assisted him in trying to clean up the murder. You 54 years old. This is the mother of the killer of Princesa Soto. She was living under the roof of her son when her son was savagely beating and torturing this girl to death, and she took parts on it. I hope the judge throws the book at her. I hope when she gets locked up or wherever she goes upstate, whether she goes to Bedford Hill or what other female prisons is up north, I hope she gets the same brutality treatment that her son is about to get. This is heartbreaking. This story right here definitely shook NYC, the whole entire city, to its core. Because there's females out there that's this woman's age. She's 54 years old. Right? She's a baby boomer. She's a grandma. Okay? She's a senior citizen. And all of this horrifying, these horrors, the screams, the loud cries that was coming from this woman's apartment. She could have got help for her son. She knew her son was psychotic. She knew that her son wasn't all there. But she didn't get the help that her son needed. So I hope the judge throws the book at her and her son, because she took part in the savage beating of Princesa Soto, who was 21 years old, who had her whole life ahead of her. Sad, bro. This is the apartment right here where you see the police standing outside the apartment of where the savage killing went down. Tied this young, beautiful girl up to a bed and was viciously stabbing her, beating on her for hours. And then you threw her out in the staircase like she was a piece of garbage. She didn't deserve that. My mother and my grandmother always told me, man, respect is due to a dog. You treat people in life the way you would want to be treated. Sickening, man. It really is. Sad. It's heartbreaking, bro. I'm just waiting for this stupid ass ad shit to go off, man. It really is sickening, man. It really is. But like they say, what goes around comes around. You understand? Because you can't go around in life physically torturing people, especially a female. You know, even the toughest hardcore criminals out there, they all stand on principles and morals. No women and no kids. You understand? This young man, you know, he grew up in a household with no father in his house. His mother didn't hold him accountable for nothing in his life. So this is why he walk around. Look, after he killed this young female, Princesa, he walking around in the streets like if he didn't just commit a horrific crime, something that you would see out of a horror movie. And he's walking around the Bronx streets like he don't got a care in the world. 27 years old, but he looked like he's 40-something. I want y'all to get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this horrific killing of this beautiful 21-year-old female. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, subscribe. I'm out.
Now to police arresting and charging a person of interest after a woman was found dead inside a Grand Concourse apartment last week. 27-year-old Robert Strother now facing several charges in the death of Princesa Encarnacion-Soto, including murder, manslaughter, and concealment of a human corpse. Investigators say Soto was stabbed all over her body, even on the bottom of her feet. This is the second arrest in the murder. Last week, police arrested 54-year-old Naida Jorge in connection to Soto's death.